Hey everyone, and welcome to my firebending tutorial. In this tutorial I will be showing you how to create a firebending effect using just the tools inside Adobe After Effects and a quick download from a site called footagecrate.com. I will link the site in the description. Right, this is the effect that we will be creating. So as you can see, the effect isn't perfect, but this is more of a I will tell you what to do idea, and you can work out how to do it. Okay, now let's get started. So first what you're going to want to do is you want to find your original footage and drag that into your new composition bar, which is this little movie symbol in the bottom. Now once you've done that, you will have your footage in your main part of the screen. Now I thought it would be a nice idea to click my finger and then the fire would appear, but that doesn't really seem to have worked when I was practicing this. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out which involve me clicking, and I will just trim the composition to how I'd like it. So I'm just going to do that quickly, just trim out the end here. Yeah, okay, it looks like about there. Just going to drag that back. Alright, that looks fine. Then we're going to just drag our work area down. Just check that that's in line. And then we're going to right click and click Trim Comp to Work Area. Right, then you can see we have our edited video clip in our timeline. Okay, now the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to duplicate your original footage. So you're going to want to click on the original footage, go up to Edit and click Duplicate. You can also click Ctrl D to do this. Now you're going to take the lower one and we're going to rename this to Lighting Layer. Alright, then what we're going to do is we're just going to drag this underneath the lighting layer, so the lighting layer is on top. Right, next thing what we're going to do is we're going to click on our original footage, and you're going to have to come over to the side here and find the tracker tool. Now what tracker does is it will track a motion or your camera in your original footage. So we're going to use the track motion. So click on track motion and you will see that there's this little tracking box that will pop up. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to drag this to the point where you'd like your fire to follow on your hand. Now the reason there's a black dot on my hand is to make it easier for the tracker to pick up what it needs to track. So this I'd normally recommend doing this, maybe draw a cross on your hand or something, and just anything that will make it easier for the computer to pick up where to track. So next thing you're going to want to do is make sure the little X is right in the middle. You're going to want to have your outer box just surrounding it, and the outer box quite a large way around. Then what you're going to want to do is you're just going to click the Analyze Forward button. Now you do want to check that the tracker is tracking what you want it to track. So I'm just going to wait here for 2 minutes and I will be back when it's finished. Right, and we're back, and the tracker has finished analyzing all the way through my clip, and we can see we're left with this. So now obviously the tracker didn't do perfectly, that's something to do with my camera not being a very good resolution and what have you, but it will work for what I'm trying to do. So now you're going to want to come down to your timeline and you're going to want to right click, you go up to New and create a new null object. Now we're going to rename this to be called Fire Track. Right, now once we've done this, we're going to come back up to our tracker window, click Edit Target, and you're going to pull down this and you want to put it as Fire Track, which is the null object we just created. Click OK and then click the Apply button. Apply to X and Y and we're done. Now if you had to scrub through your timeline, you will see that the corner of your null object will be following your tracking data. So that means we're done with the most complicated part of this project. So now what you're going to want to do is you want to bring in your fire footage that you've downloaded from footagecrate.com, which, like I said at the beginning, will be provided in the description. So now you're going to drag this into your timeline, and I'm just going to rename this fire. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take the little loop over here, and you're going to want to loop it to the fire track data, which is your null object. Right, now that you've done that, you want to drag your fire onto the top, and then you're going to want to size it to about what you think is appropriate. So I'm also going to rotate it a bit, so about there. Now once you're happy with how it's looking, right click, go to layer blending mode, and click screen. Now that will remove the black parts of the image. So now if you scrub through, you'll be able to see that your fire footage is following your track data and your null object. But now, as you probably would have seen, when we removed the black background, we lost a bit of the intensity of the flame. So to get that back, we're going to use the glow preset. So you're going to want to come up to over here to your effects and presets bar, and you're going to want to type in glow, and then take the glow under stylize and drag that onto your fire footage. Now you can see that's added a bit more of a glow, but that's a bit intense for my liking. So we're going to want to bring the glow threshold up to about 100. We're going to want to bring the glow radius up to about, I'd say, 110. And then you want to go bring your glow intensity down to 0.9. Right, and now we've got that intensity back in our flame. Alright, now we're basically done, and you could stop here, but I'm going to add a little bit of environmental lighting to make it look a little bit more realistic. So now that lighting layer that we added earlier, you're going to want to come over there. If you can't see this, firstly let me just say, you would probably want to toggle the switch at the bottom. Now you're looking under mode and under lighting layer, and you're going to change it to hard light. Now you can see that this has changed what the video looks like quite a bit. So now you're going to come up here, take your pen tool, and you're just going to draw a light circle around the area which you think would be affected by the flame. So I'm assuming that would be it. And now you can see that we have a almost glowing light around that certain area. But now it looks very weird because the edges are very rigid and very prominent. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back down here to our lighting layer. We're going to open up masks, open up mask 1, and we're going to bring the feather up immensely. I would probably say to about 200. So yeah, 200 definitely looks like it works. And we're going to bring down the mask opacity to 95%. Actually, I think 97% would work a bit better. Yeah. Alright, so now that we're done with that, we are done with the effect. Now I did try and link up this light to the original footage, but it didn't really work, so I just left it here. But I really think that you guys could improve on this effect. So there you go. If we just scrub through this, you can see that we have created the effect that we set out to do in the beginning. Alright, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and we'll try and think of a more interesting and maybe a project that doesn't involve downloading any links off sites for next time. Alright, that's it guys. See you next time.